and welcome back to Game of Stools, House of the Dragon edition, with Clem and KFC back from the Stepstones. Last week, they fought a losing battle at the Stepstones, but they're back with full attention on House of the Dragon just in time for the penultimate episode. I'll throw it over to you guys first, since we haven't heard from you for a while. How are we?
Better this week than last week, Kev. I think that's fair to say. I believe Nick said it best. He said last Sunday was KFC's red wedding between the Mets, his boy Corliss, and then Adriana Chechik breaking her back. That was an absolute.
It was all in
threes, right, Kev? They come in threes.
It was all in one day. It was crazy.
It was tough. That was my red wedding for sure, man. It's been a couple weeks. I'm back at it. Happy to be here. Big time moment in what I thought was going to be an otherwise kind of like, this is the penultimate episode. This is when it's always supposed to happen. And I was waiting and waiting and waiting, and we fucking got it.
We did. Nick, what did you think?
I thought it was awesome. I'm glad that the beast beneath the boards, I was like screaming at the TV the whole time, and I'm just going to do a little beast beneath the keyboard right here. We got a little dragon over here.
Oh my God, that's adorable. If you're not watching on YouTube, you have to for the cutest puppy I've ever seen right now.
Little Biscuit the Brave.
With the dragon wings taped
The dragon wings are a little big. Here, I'm going to pop out real quick because for that bit, I got to go put her back.
Yeah. I think Nick got that dog today. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Adorable puppy. If you're not watching on YouTube, you should be.
I think that puppy was born like yesterday. That's the smallest puppy I've ever fucking seen in my life.
Clem R.R. Martin back in the mix. I love that we've got Clem R.R. Martin back. It just feels good.
I had an eye patch, but I couldn't find a wig, so you boys took care of the people, the blindos, Kev, or at least I have blindos there. You guys have that covered for me today.
R.I.P. to my dog Viserys. He lasted longer than I think anybody would have thought. I thought he was canceled by episode 3, and he makes it to 9 like an absolute gangster. So
yeah,
goodbye.
Well, made it to 8, really.
Yeah.
But you weren't here for that, and you also got to see the death of someone named Beesbury in the beginning, Lord Beesbury. Unfortunate. Someone in the chat said right before we went live, I hope everyone pours one out for Beesbury. I agree. That guy was great. A little Abe Simpson himself.
Yeah. He was just trying to do, the right thing. He was like, wait, what are we fucking doing here? And that Sir Kristen, man, what a fucking cock that guy is.
Dude just watched The Dark Knight. Said you want to see a magic trick. Hit him with one of those things.
Dude, he's just a dick. He's just a fucking dick. He takes everything too goddamn serious. Everything's way over the fucking top. It's like, you don't need to just be cracking skulls, man. What a fucking asshole you are.
He's the guy that Barr's still upset about his high school girlfriend dumping him and won't. Yeah. He's like, I dated the cheerleader, and just won't shut the fuck up about it. Like, he's the worst.
He's going to ruin every nice character for us in this show and all the other future Thrones shows. Like, oh, he's going to be like Sir Kristen, that fucking asshole. We're not going to, we can't love again now. He's ruined love for us because we were all in on the Sir Kristen train after episode 1 and 2 or whatever, and it's all gone to shit. And how about the fucking, the other guys on the High Council or whatever? And they're like, no one's going anywhere. You're just worrying about blood just dripping on you from the guy's fucking eyes.
That one dude, the first dude who sits at the head of the table, when he came back and sat down, he's kind of looking at it all uncomfortable. Like, we're just gonna do the conference call with the fucking bloody there. Okay, all right. Like, is everybody unmuted on Zoom? Let's go.
Yeah, and I thought that was going to be the most uncomfortable scene of the episode, but Lord Larys brought us a much more uncomfortable one later on. So let's get right into this episode. It's the Green Council. Obviously, you've got 4 guys here who have dedicated themselves to Team Black and say, fuck Team Green. But this is an episode full of Team Green shit, Team Green politics. We don't even see Rhaenyra and Daemon in this episode. You see a kid walking around right away, kind of being sneaky. Tells an adult something. Allison's in tears. She's like, oh, wait, what? They know? What? How is this happening? Allison tells Otto that the king wanted Aegon to be king. That was his dying wish. And they're like, oh, fuck. So they hold this big meeting to tell everyone the king's dead. And everyone at the High Council's like, all right, let's put, Order 66 into place or whatever. They've got the plan. They've got everything filed away. They're like, just pull out the strategy book. And she's like, wait, what? You guys were waiting for this? We were going to do this anyway, even if this wasn't his wish? I don't love that. And they're like, that's kind of what you had to do. Obviously, as I mentioned, Lyman Beesbury stands up. He's like, the king, I've known him longer than any of you. I'm 60 years old. He never would have said that. So no, I'm not going along with that. Kristen Cole slams his head into his little track ball, whatever that is that they put in there, and they just stay to finish the meeting, like we said. Disgusting.
Our poor guy, King Viserys. This guy, Viserys the Peaceful, which, by the way, I like that name. Like, it's not the Conqueror or anything, but I like to think like Clem the Peaceful is what I would be known as in the Barstool community, right? I hope that's how I'm viewed. This poor fucking guy was like, no, my daughter's going to be the queen. She's going to succeed me. She's going to succeed me. And then he just on his deathbed, he kind of is a little loopy and he fucks up his entire plan, because he had like a little bit of a weird dream before he died. It's if that isn't Viserys in a fucking nutshell, and now all the people around him are fucking up with the plan he laid out. I mean, R.I.P. in peace, my dog. But fuck, man, that is peak Viserys, fucking everything up. And stop having so many names. This all could have been fixed if everyone wasn't named Aegon. Every third person in the show is named Aegon.
You're either Arena, a Rhaenyra, a Rhaenyra, or a fucking Egon. Like, I guess it makes sense. Everybody would have kind of had the same name, same family and shit. Well, could we switch it up a little bit, George? Jesus Christ! You know what?
Now I want to see Egon from Ghostbusters in the show.
I'm pretty sure there's
fucking wild. Isn't
there a fourth brother? Isn't there a fourth brother named like Amor or something that like I think they announced they're like, I know we haven't shown him yet, but also he's going to be important. But like, let's take out a couple names before we do that.
Unbelievable. So Otto says to Rhaenyra Otto says to everyone that Rhaenyra and her family will have an opportunity to pledge obedience to the king, to the castle and everything. And if they don't do that, we're going to kill them, basically. The Lord Commander lays down his sword. He's like, listen, you guys figure this shit out. I'll come back when there's a king, but that's not my job description.
That's my guy. That is the only guy I can throw a capital G on and know that I'm not going to regret it by episode 10. That guy's the only one who's like, fuck this shit. Fuck you, Sir Kristen, and fuck anybody. Like, I'm done with this whole shit.
That's this series' Barristan Selmy, the guy who gets fired by Joffrey after the Battle of the Blackwater, and then it's like, all right, I'm gonna go hang out with Daenerys and team up with her, and he is he's giving those vibes, but 20 years younger, where we're gonna be able to see him crack some fucking skulls.
Yeah, that's true, because we never got to see him do it. He was a little watched. He was younger, I think, in the show than he was in the books, because he was kind of like trash by that point. Kev, I know you're gonna somehow get fucked by this. This show has taught me one thing: every guy we love completely fucking ruins us. It's honestly, Kev, let's just pull the band-aid off now. It's like the 2022 Mets, where it's like all our guys are like, he's gonna come through game 3, he's gonna come through with us in Atlanta, and they all fucking let us down. 2 weekends in a row.
Otto and Alicent have to look for Aegon now because he's going to be the next king in their eyes. They're like, we're going to elect this guy king tomorrow. Literally, we're going to get this going quick so nobody could challenge it. But he's nowhere to be found. Nobody knows where this fucking guy is. He's not fit to be king. It's very obvious throughout the entire episode that he's not fit to be king because nobody could find him. We see the sister again, his wife. She says, again, the beast beneath the boards, blah, blah, blah. We're like, beast beneath the boards? This bitch or witch? We don't know what she is yet. Sir Eric is sent after Aegon as well. Alicent sends Kristen Cole after him.
The twins of Game of Thrones. Eric,
we got a full search party this episode. Everyone's just looking for Aegon. That's basically the whole episode. It's just like, where's this fucking guy? We got to elect him president.
I think it's so funny how this whole world is determined just by like what the king said. Like no, he said he changed his idea. He changed his mind. So we're doing it. Obviously it's like you're gonna rule by force and that's what decides it. But it's funny that the whole thing is just like, well, what did the king say he wanted to happen? And then that's how that's where we go. There's no like process set in place. There's no like written documents. There's no witnesses. It's just like he said so. He called dibs. So now we're just gonna put it all in motion. It's fucking crazy. There's no. And I guess you got to think that like the people don't know what the fuck is going on. They're not hopping on Twitter. There's no fucking newspapers. It's just like, I don't know. You guys tell us who's the fucking king. We don't know. We don't know what's being said behind closed doors. So the fact that this whole shit is just like, what did he say before he died? It's wild to me.
And the best part is how they got into power and how the power is passed down. It's like, I guess at least in Westeros, it's like that guy's great-great-grandfather had fucking dragons. They murdered everybody, and now these are the only guys that can control dragons, so they're the kings. I understand that, but then I'm thinking in the real world, I'm like, how the fuck were kings just like, and there's a billion peasants who are just like, please give me a piece of bread. And these guys like, maybe, but I want to be king. It's like, oh, whatever you want, man. How the fuck is this like in real life a real thing, right? It's crazy. At least those people have dragons.
Yeah. I kept thinking about just being one of the people in the realm that has to go to the coronation the next day or whatever. And you're standing in the crowd and they're like, the king's dead. And you're like, oh, fuck. And then they're like, and here's the new king, Aegon. And you're like, oh wait, I don't know if that's who we thought was going to be next. So what's going on here? And like they don't, like you said, they don't have news, they don't have Twitter. They're just like, I don't think that's. Am I going crazy? Is this the Mandela effect? Like everyone in that crowd must have been like, what is happening right now?
Did a bunch of other people die? We're not sure. Like I think he said the king died, but I'm not sure. It's like, what is this even? Yeah.
They're like, it's blonde. He's blonde. That's probably who it was.
They should have
probably going nuts.
They should have showed Otto, and he's like, listen, you 20 guys, I need you out in that crowd, and you start clapping, and the other idiots will start clapping when you clap. Right? It's like retweets and likes. It just shit goes viral on the stupidest stuff ever. You see other people like it. So he's like, I need 20 clappers out there, and that 20 clappers will get 20,000 clappers because they're all gonna fucking be lemmings and follow the crowd.
Fact.
Remember
the Trump inauguration, that woman who fell to the ground and just screamed. we need the Game of Thrones version of that. Here's your new king, Aegon. You're a Rhaenyra's fan. No.
If Rhaenys didn't have a dragon, didn't have something up her sleeve, that might have been her only move.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
I really wish they had a scene though before Alicent is like crying and upset, and I wish they were like, this little boy found the king. He's dead. It's like, are you sure? He looks like that a lot. Like, did we double check? Because they were hanging people immediately when like this guy's we thought he's died every single episode for the past 6. How did like send somebody besides the kid to make sure, and then start hanging all the people that are going to back Rhaenyra.
My lord, the 4 guys from Game of Stools say the king is dead. Those fucking morons have said the king is dead 800 times, and we've only had 8 episodes at this point. What the fuck? They don't know what they're talking about. But they go on one kid. What, like, kids don't even know what death is at that age. What the fuck are we talking about here?
No,
they're just hanging motherfuckers.
Any kid that looks at him is going to be like, that guy's dead. Right?
Dead body.
Yeah. He's missing an eye. He's absolutely dead.
I just keep thinking back to the Nate Bargatze horse bit, the moving a dead horse bit. You've seen it. You know what I'm talking about, and you may appreciate that. It's one of my favorites. Aegon took Aemond to a whorehouse when he was 13. The day he turned 13, we hear the story. And he said, and I quote, time to get it wet. What do you think about that, boys?
Dude. That guy is one fucking. He is a gnarly dude. He is a grimy fucking guy.
And what does this mean when we go there and they say he's not here?
It doesn't matter if you are.
Sorry to cut you off. No, you froze for a sec. I don't know if you were still going. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying. It's just funny that whether it's in 10,000 years ago when they're protecting the realm, or if you're like in the SEC frat boy at the party, like. Time to get it wet, bro. It plays. It played then. It plays now, and it'll play till the end of time. Time to get it wet, dude.
And what did this mean when they said he's not here? He's much less discriminatory.
I took that to mean he fucks like everybody and everything, so he doesn't have to be specifically at. I thought that was like the nice whorehouse or the nice spot to party, and it's like, oh, you can catch him on the other side of town. Like he fucks anybody and everything.
Because I think they said they were in like something of silk, the streets of silk or something.
Yeah.
And I think that's more the ritzy part of town. He's fucking people in flea bottom. He doesn't give a shit.
Yeah, he's grimy. Yeah.
I was hoping it didn't mean because we go to the place where the kids are fighting next. And I was like, does this mean he's a fucking pedo? Like,
I thought they were going there.
Bro. I thought they were on there too.
Yeah, okay. I'm glad we were all on the same page with that. Yeah.
And
I don't think that's what they meant, though. Yeah, no, I don't think that's what they meant, right?
I would not be dressed like this fucking guy if he wrote those words into existence and he's like, yeah, this is just what Aegon did. I would not. I would cancel. George R. R. Martin would get canceled immediately.
You put it past him. I don't think we're that far. We're like 1/2 step away from that. But even just having the fight club, the little kid fight club, where they file their teeth down and sharpen their nails. Like, what are we?
They literally took the details of a cockfight and were like, let's just say that kids did it.
Like he's putting up like
And you see like the kids with the nails, like as they're fighting, clawing each other's faces and shit. It was hard to watch. You see Otto tell everyone that they must now pledge to the future king. If they don't bend the knee, they will be arrested. We do see people actually arrested for doing this. They do stumble upon that. And Aemond tells Cole, I should be next in line for the throne. Like, dude, look at me. I'm the one studying the history. I know everything about war. I'm the better swordsman. Everything about my resume says that I would be better fit for king. But obviously, he's not next in line. He's not the firstborn. So we already get little inklings of he's like power hungry.
Like, this is what I'm saying, though. It's like if there was a true set process, then it's like, it sucks, man. It can't be you. But because it's just, who did the guy say at the last second? Then why can't we just make it this guy? This guy would be good. He knows what he's doing. He's got that face too. He's got that face like, I don't give a fuck about you.
He always,
he's
like, got that lip plumper.
Yeah.
The entire time.
I also said last week that yes, he's got one less eye now, but that one eye is doing double the work. Every time they cut to him, he's like staring at the crown like that. It's like, all right, dude, chill out. You're creeping me out now. He is a creepy character too. Like, he's gonna be a big time issue, especially with the mental issues that going to a horror house at 13. Your brother telling you time to get it wet gives you.
And we didn't get to say this last episode because we were on, obviously, KFC and I. Aemond, for those of us on Team Damon, those of us on Team Blacks, Aemond is going to be a problem. He's showing off those sword skills. Like you said, he rides the biggest dragon in all the land. He has like the motivation to fucking become the king. And like, I fucking like him. Is it all right to say that I like him, but I'm not rooting for him? But he's a good fucking character.
He stole the biggest fucking dragon. It's cool.
He's like a 5-tool player. He's got like everything covered. I think if it wasn't, he has no like real likability to him, but nobody gives a fuck about that in this world. It's not about like being friendly.
He has a sympathetic factor going back to when he was a kid and he's just getting bullied. So we have that there. I think he is going to end up being somebody that I end up really liking in this show. Just even the little things in this episode, like he kind of like hints at he thinks Cole's a bitch, which I'm a big fan of. I'm like, all right. If you think it too, I'm like, you got the right thoughts here.
They also hint at Aegon having bastards all over the realm. Kind of reminded me of, when Robert Baratheon, we hear he has a ton of bastards all over the place. And it's like, oh, well, that throws everything into a muddy water situation.
Yeah, I don't think we've seen anyone in Flea Bottom or just walking the streets with, fucking platinum hair, but except for these fucking bastards. You can see that little kid there. That kid might be a good fucking fighter, though. And I don't know if this is problematic. I'm kind of like looking. I was like eyeing them up. I'm like, who would I bet on in this fight if I wanted to go responsibly bet on a kid fight? Kid fight clubs could sell. That's all I'm trying to say. In a different fantasy world, that's all I'm going to say. It's very interesting.
You know what? It's good that you said it dressed up as George R. R. Martin. The costume's actually so good. If they take that out of context, people will be like, well, yeah, George always says stuff like that.
Yeah.
A girl comes up to Eric and Arik and says, I know someone who knows where Aegon is. The White Worm would like a word with the Hand of the King himself. Everything that we've heard about the White Worm thus far from the people that have read the books and everything that come to the High Council in our chat every week, they tell us the White Worm is going to be a problem unlike we've ever seen before.
Mm-hmm. That scene was unbelievable. That scene was so cool. The way that she ran that shit was awesome. That was like, it was like, I'm just reminding you that like, I'm allowing this to happen. Like, this could have been we could have handled this in a fucking heartbeat. That was some bad bitch shit.
We've talked a lot about Littlefinger and Larys and the similarities between them, but the thing you forget about Thrones is there's a lot of people that are, making their ways with little whispers, and obviously Varys was a big part of that, or even people from what's the south part? What's the southern place where our boys Texas. Do not fuck with Texas. No, where's the Viper from? I'm blanking. Dorne. It's just little whispers and shit, like little politicking stuff. I love the White Worm. I didn't realize people are saying she's gonna be a big part of all this.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if she's gonna be a big part, but she's gonna make big moves. It sounds like it.
Dude, when it's all like, it's just about like information and networks and favors and knowledge and like, that was her whole scene being like, I could crush you like a fruit fly, but I could have wiped your boy out, but I'm allowing him to live. And so, if she could have had
remember that. She's like, remember who got you there.
Like if she could have him done, then what else could she have done? I mean, she could have fucked your whole plan up.
And
it's
meanwhile,
honestly like surprisingly like high school, as you say that. Like the person who has all the gossip in high school, they're the social climber. They're the one becoming friends with people. It's all about the whispers.
Yep.
So not to jump ahead too much, but she didn't die. Was that Twyla? Not Twyla. That's Schitt's Creek.
Tyler.
Was that her? Yeah, the house that got burnt down. I thought he was like cut off the head.
I didn't know what that was.
When he said cut off the head, I was like, is that Otto? Is Otto the head of this?
That's why I don't like.
Because Otto's letting it go. That's what he was saying. He's like, Otto, your dad's letting this happen.
But I think she's stopping the information network that's leaking things to the city, which would have been the White Worm. So I took it as that he burnt down her house. Not necessarily. I mean, we didn't see her burn when we saw like the Schrongs burn. They showed him.
Yeah, I think we definitely would have seen it if she died.
Yeah, I could see like I don't know if this is just Laris playing a bunch of sides and being like, oh yeah, look, we burnt down the house. Here's a body, and then like next season she pops up again or something. But I definitely thought it was her house that got burnt down.
I was thinking it was Talia or whoever the handmaiden is, and that was kind of the maid quarters that was on fire. But I never was like, is she? I said to my wife actually, is she the head? Because it feels like they're talking about someone who's bigger in all this. So I was kind of lost with you too, Nick. I don't know if the High Council here has it, but yeah, I was in the same.
I think
boat.
the High Council seems kind of split. I think a lot of people thought it was her. A lot of people thought it was. Is it Tyler or Twyla?
People think, the handmaiden, possibly.
Yeah.
And how about the fucking White Worm? She's like, listen, I could have killed your heir to the throne that you guys have, done all this planning on, like a fruit fly. And meanwhile, they're sending guys with named Eric and Eric, same fucking names, just two bumbling fools. Like she's so much more ahead of these guys. It's fucking comical.
Freaking frack out here, just like running. Like, I mean, and then he gets smoked by Sir Kirsten right away. It's like, what are you guys even fucking good for? I thought at least you were going to be nice with the sword. Like you were going to be like unstoppable. You guys are just fucking nobodies.
If my brother left me fucking hanging,
he was like
he even says like, Eric, like I'm not just talking to myself. Fucking come down here.
They pointed that out in the after the show too, so that's like a big part of their dynamic going forward. Because I feel like when they talk about it on the after show, they're like really hammering home for the viewers, like this is what we were trying to put forth there.
I gotta admit, I missed the after show. I was trying to put wings on a dog.
Respect. The king is wrapped up in a carpet. Allison talks to Rhaenys, asks for her support. And I love the line that Rhaenys has where she's like, he got big time cuckolded. She's talking about someone that basically says that like from the Millmore cartoons. Rhaenys then flips the script on her. She's like, all right, you're going to imprison me? Well, I'm going to make your entire mental state go into a Mr. Krabs, I don't know where I am, by saying the words, did you never picture yourself on the throne? Immediately, you see the look on her face, like, oh, fuck.
She's like, I could have done that.
Sounds nice. Yeah. You see almost, like I said last week, the Cersei vibes. Yeah. You see that Cersei face come through where it's like, wait a minute, I could be on the throne too, instead of just telling my stupid fucking sons what to do.
I didn't know that was an option.
And I liked her line too when she said, "You don't want freedom, you just want to build a window in your prison."
That was like, a great.
That's
line.
Fucking cold.
He was spitting bars on that one, and basically, I mean, she is, in my opinion, the most intriguing character of the whole season. The way that she's like seen all this before, basically went through it herself, got fucked over. Knows the gender dynamics at play. Like when she's like, you're still just doing you're doing whatever the boys tell you. Like you think you're in some position of power and you're not at all. She to me is like the most, and she does the most with the littlest amount of camera time and lines and shit. Everything she says is killer.
Just her facial expressions too. You're like, oh, she's cooking something up. She could have went in on her too. She'd have been like, listen, your boys are out jerking off outside of windows. And meanwhile, what are you doing? You're fucking that corpse of a dude for 1,000 years who just refused to die. You should be on the throne. She could have really went at her there, but she just left that little breadcrumb and is like, I'm going to let that shit fester in your brain. Oh, the best. I honestly think if you had to choose like coolest character as of from episode 1 to 9, I think she might be the coolest character we've had.
Well,
well by the end especially.
Yeah.
Like
of course.
It's Elena Tyrell 2.0, and everybody loved her the first time around too. You give like an older saucy chick some like killer lines and make her like not give a fuck, and it's like a recipe for I mean, people love that shit.
Yep.
I also loved Allison like trying to like still walk out of the room with her head held high, being cool. She goes, "I'll leave you with your thoughts." It's like, bitch, she's leaving you with your thoughts.
Yeah,
that's what's happening right here.
You got mousetrapped.
Hey, Allison, you didn't even know that the entire fucking High Council was putting your son on the throne. You were too busy fucking gallivanting around. They just like, wait, you guys were doing that for me this whole time?
That whole reaction, she's like, wait, what? I mean, the fact that those guys were like, okay, like, you know, let's put like Operation fucking Aegon into play. We've been doing this for weeks now. Like, how dumb are you? You don't know any of this shit's going on?
And she's like, guys, the king said Aegon could be king. It's like, yeah, I don't care what your dead that dead pile of bones in your room is. He's dust right now. We had this shit. There was emails going on for months. We did meetings nightly about this shit. You guys had no clue the entire time. Shut the fuck up, Allison.
Aegon is found by Eric and Eric after that meeting with the White Worm. Another thing about the meeting with the White Worm that I loved, when she sits down and right away she's like, "I'm sorry for your loss." And he's like, "Fuck it. You fucking knew that too? How do you know that? Like, how do you have all these scoops right now?"
Just showing her hand because there was a fucking candle lit in a tower. That was awesome.
Yeah. So Cole and Aemond attack once they're found. Like we said, Eric and Eric kind of one leaves the other. I don't know which one was which because they're fucking Eric and Eric. I don't have a clue. And then they go back and Allison tells Otto that she realizes she's just been a piece in his chessboard this entire time. She's like, what the fuck? I don't want to make this sacrifice with Rhaenyra. Let's send her some terms that she's going to have to agree to and we'll move on with it. My son's going to be anointed tomorrow and take the name of the Conqueror. He's going to get the fucking dagger that we all love. And that's that. It's like,
that
all right,
sword too.
She's stepping up. Yeah.
This
Blackfire, is it?
Blackfire with a Y. You got to say it with a Y too. That makes it extra cool.
Yeah.
I like Allison being surprised by all this. It's like, yo, bitch, like you were a fucking kid from the beginning. You've been a puppet like the whole fucking time.
Kevin was getting
and Rhaenyra were like these. There was gonna be like this like showdown between the two, and then like as the season goes on, it's like Allison is always like 10 minutes late. She's always like, wait, what? Or she's crying, or she's like, she just, you know, she doesn't anticipate anything.
She's Donnie from Big Lebowski.
What did you think? Of course I killed him. That's what we do here. We kill people.
Shut the fuck up, Allison. I could just hear
Walter
Sobchak saying that.
Fuck up, Allison. You can't just wander into a conversation, ask what the fuck is going on. Oh yeah.
She's doing it now too. Like we'll just you know, don't kill them. We'll just have them promise that it's all okay. Like, no, bitch, this is not how it goes.
And listen, Allison, to any of the Allison fans out there, if Allison's watching, the actress, whoever the fuck, we're not like criticizing you as much. This is coming from someone. I don't know anything that's happening at Barstool until either Dave tweets it, someone on Reddit writes something, or it just gets announced. Like I was like, oh shit, we're going to be on Sirius Radio? That's awesome. Kev, did you know that? You're like, yeah, we've been doing this for a very long time. It was kind of a big deal for all of us. I'm like, oh shit, I had no clue. So I am like the Allison of like the poor people. So I am not criticizing you at all, Allison. For
can you believe it?
Oh, damn.
Are like about like, I mean, if you watch the show and you're like, you like those guys, you're a fucking loser, dude. Like I've never seen a less likable group of characters for fans like to actually exist for those guys. Blows my mind.
It's wild.
Yeah.
I put
the
out
Suns are going to be the saving grace, I think. They're the only cool
I
people on Team Green, the Suns.
Yeah.
Really just the one Sun right now.
Derek Chat said it perfectly. You're out of your element, Allison.
Yeah.
Like her and fucking Sir Kristen. It's like, I don't care who else is on your team. Those guys weigh you down.
Big
All
fan
right,
of Helena.
boys.
That girl just spouting witchcraft and like predicting the future. I'm okay with her so far. She's the Luna Lovegood of this series. She's just running around saying weird shit and like somehow is going to be important later on.
All right, boys, we got to talk about that scene now. Laris sits down with Allison. And he tells her there's some spies in the kingdom, and I've got some more information, but you're gonna have to take those socks off first.
Bro,
and
this was
Queen
wild.
Allison, Queen. Let me. Queen Allison. This is the Queen. Fucking takes her socks off, and she pays him in feet pics. That's what she does. And he continues, and then worst of all, she's like, "All right, let's get this over with." She turns around. She puts the feet up on display like this episode was directed by Quentin Tarantino, and this guy whacks off to him. Unbelievably uncomfortable.
Dude, I was shouting Tarantino the entire time.
Yeah. You know he's got a weird dick too. You know he's got a club foot dick. And,
I didn't even think about it.
This is, but if Let's Get It Wet is timeless, so are foot picks, man. Guys have been about the feet. Guys have been about the feet since the fucking the Seven Kingdoms, man. She was so matter of fact that it almost became a comedy scene for me. Like she was just like taking off her shirt, like, all right, here's dog number one. Right,
oh shit.
Like I couldn't believe it. She was so casual. I was like, how many times have you? Is this like a Monday? Like every Monday we meet for tea and feet? Like what is this?
It seemed like it. It seemed like that was an arrangement. Yeah.
A lot. He was just like, I'll give you some info, but that's for this little piggy, and that's for that little piggy, and you only get the right foot if you tell me this and that. It's crazy.
Make him get roast beef, Allison. Make him get roast beef.
A lot of people leading up to this in a couple episodes mentioned her talking to him in like kind of a derogatory way. And it always seemed weird, but it was like just a little slighted where like, do people know that this is what's going on? Like people are like, he tells her a lot of shit and does stuff for her, but like he also jerks off to her feet. like it's so bizarre.
Bizarre is the right.
That character. He is an all-timer, man. In a matter of just a few episodes, he went from like the weird guy I don't know about to like, oh wait a minute, maybe this guy, he's like the guy who's running the whole show, to like, oh no wait, he just jerked off the feet. Never mind, I don't know. Like you can't be.
Clem created the club.
Yeah. Hey, you guys want to hear a little secret here from Clem R. And I'll tell you a little secret about this guy. They call him the clubfoot. It ain't about his foot. It ain't his foot. That's the club. I'll tell you that much. Is that the first time we've had jerking off in Westeros? I feel like I don't think anyone else.
No, out the window.
Oh, the kid out the window.
Oh, what am I saying? Of course. Yeah. This is the second time we've had masturbation just in this series. I don't know. Yeah. Do we have any in the original Thrones? I can't remember.
Probably. Sure. Come on.
I'm sure.
At some point, yeah.
Tyrion had to jerk off at some point.
Tyrion probably got it.
I used to think that Larys was going to be like a major player in a way, but if you're just about tootsies like that, like he's got too much of a vice, like he could be like, I'm going to be king, and then it's like, go over there in the corner. There's a girl with her shoes off, and he'd be like, okay, never mind. He's too. It's too much of a weakness now. So fuck that guy.
Blair in the chat says this guy would pay for Jackie to yell at him.
That's what I just went about.
My girlfriend also said this scene was shades of Roman and Jerry from Succession, and I felt that as well.
God,
when you're like, oh my, when she starts talking dirty to him and degrading him, and you're like, oh my god, I want to puke right now.
Pathetic little fucking boy. Yeah.
All of a sudden, Clubfoot is a whole other place in my mind now. Clubfoot was this kind of secret, cool place. Now it's just a bunch of feet pictures there. It's just basically an OnlyFans, like an early iteration of OnlyFans.
I think the Clubfoot tagline is "Time to get it wet." A member of the Kingsguard goes and sneaks Rhaenys out. Was that one of the Eric brothers?
That was one of the Erics. I believe it was with the
one that
I think
left them. Yeah,
I think it was Eric with an A. So I'm going to call Eric with an E, Evil Eric. So I think he's the one that left him. I'm one of them. I'm hoping that's the right way to mix them up, but yeah, we got to figure something out.
Nick fucking calling which twin that I can't tell the difference. I don't even know anything about them. That's
subtitles, baby. Subtitles.
That's true. By the way, how long did that fucking like looking for Aegon last? Was it days? Was it hours?
And what was his
like
plan?
1 day, maybe like 24 hours.
They just pull him out of that, like, I don't even know what he was inside of. Like,
he was hiding under a table type thing. Yeah.
It was just like it was like a fucking in the middle of the town. Like, what was he? He was just going to stay there like forever.
that was in one of the septs. It's not the Sept of Baylor. It's whatever existed before it. But like, I thought for sure he was going to be like tied up, and it's just like, no, I'm hiding underneath the table because I don't want to be king.
like a little kid.
Right away. Yeah. You got to be with
kind of like a little
guys
kid, to be
going to
honest.
Essos.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, you should have hopped on their boat.
Shows up. You guys?
There's crowds in every direction as Rhaenys is trying to get out, though, so she decides, all right, you can't fight the crowd. I'm going to walk with the crowd. She goes into where the coronation is going to happen. Aegon and Alicent talk on the car ride over, the little carriage ride over, gives them black fire. Everyone packs into the sept, one of the septs.
Wait, let me just say before that, just passing over that, the car ride over. This was his Billy Madison moment. Like, this is Billy Madison in Game of Thrones. Like when she's like, "Do you love me?" and he's like, "You imbecile." I mean, he is Billy Madison to a T. I almost want him to go, "Eric, you said Eric? I mean, this guy just all time sucks, and they're trying to turn him into something he's absolutely not. He's got to go back and redo like King School before he's ever fucking fit to run the realm. He is, when she was like, "You imbecile," I was cracking up, man. She's like, "I'm just so fucking sick of you, you idiot. You don't know what's going on here."
It didn't look like he even wanted to be king. And then she's like, "Oh, wait, you get this sweet knife." He's like, "Oh, shit, I got a knife if I'm king? Oh, I'm in now. Give me the fucking crown. I'll rule the fucking kingdom of millions of people." I'm like, this guy is the fucking pits. He's the pits.
And last week we said the king's entrance was shades of the Undertaker. Like the dong went off, he started walking down the aisle. But this week we get a straight up WrestleMania level entrance with the whole crowd there. The Kings come in, they hit the horns like the beginning of the SpongeBob song. I started laughing when they hit the horns, and then they all do the swords up for him and put him down as he walks through. And the whole time he's walking through, I'll be honest, boys, I'm saying, all right, we got 10 minutes left in this episode. It's the penultimate episode. We know something big is going to happen, but he's got tears in his eyes. We know he doesn't really want to be the king. I thought he was going to walk up there, take fucking Blackfire, and slit his own throat in front of everybody. Did you guys think that at all?
I thought that in the car, like, or in the ride on the way over. I thought he was going to be like, just.
I thought he was going to do that, but he doesn't. He accepts the coronation. They put the crown on his head, the crown that everyone's worn, the Conqueror's crown. He takes the name. It's a big thing. Everyone does that weird, like, all right, I guess he's the king. Yeah, that clap. And then the beast beneath the boards shows itself. Boom, huge dragon. We're like, we don't know what dragon this is at first. There's so much smoke. And that was part of the coolest, like the visually. The smoke is one of the coolest things because you just see little glimpses of the dragon, and then you finally see it's Rhaenys riding in on her dragon, and her dragon is so badass looking. I didn't know. No, I didn't think it was her, and I should have because she does walk down. Like you see her get out of there.
Yeah. Well, that whole time that she was, in the like pretending to be a normal person. I guess that should have been pretty obvious, but I did not like there was that moment. And then there was a second reveal where I was like, "Oh fuck!" I didn't see that either. I thought it was gonna be Daemon or some.
Yeah,
that's I spotted the dragon pit, and I was like, I know that the dragon pit has to get destroyed at some point. And the fact she kept being like, "I want to get my dragon," and they're like, "We can't," and it's like, oh, but the entire crowd's going there because at first I thought maybe they're going to the sept, but. That sept wasn't big enough for all of them. So I was like, all right, we're finally getting this. I did think for a split second it was Caraxes just because it is also that like red color. Yeah. And I was like, are they just is this a twist they're going to do? I'm glad they kept it with Rhaenyra or Rhaenys because her totally suited up. Had time to throw on all the armor too. Looked like a badass.
You know what? A real tough moment for anybody in the crowd who happened to be standing in the middle of the coronation who just got absolutely fucking rocked by a dragon crushing through the boards. I mean, I don't know if that's enough to kill you. Probably a couple boulders falling on some people.
Yeah.
But
I mean, that dragon too with the spiky head too. It had like Legion of Doom spikes on it.
Oh yeah, the spikes. The spikes will get you too. I didn't feel bad for the people that got killed when Cersei blew up the set, because it's like you kind of were going for that, and that was like a shitty. High Sparrow was kind of a prick, and if you're going to something he invites you to, you deserve everything that comes to you. Those people are going for the coronation of the king. Like you could probably get like killed if you didn't go for that, right? Yeah. So they got completely fucked, man. All-time interest.
I don't think any of them knew what they were going to either. They were like, they were just on their way to do shit. And it's like, oh, crowd, what's going on?
Bro, that's what I'm saying. You got to remember that
their parade today.
All of these people are like, just trying to find some like bread to stay alive. Yeah. And then some knights come over and they say, get the fuck over here. We're doing a coronation. It's like, okay, whatever, man. I'm dying of cholera. I don't even know what's going on. Like, whatever, dude. Next thing you know, you're on top of a dragon because you bursted through the goddamn ground.
My kid fights at 3 today. I got to be there for that.
I love this comment from Matthew Grohl. I thought the same thing. He looked like a Dilophosaurus from the ones that spit the fucking the poison.
Yes,
way bigger. That's exactly what that guy looked like. I thought the same thing.
Yeah, he gave a scream that was like, "Hey, we're not going to Dracarys you right now, but this is a scream saying we're going to war. You just declared war."
The way she like winced and closed her eyes, Allison.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know what was gonna happen. I was like, are they about to flame these motherfuckers and they're all just done or not? And then then I figured like, no, it's not happening because it would have. But then when she winced and closed her eyes, I was like, that is, right. What like we saw that with homegirl who when she was pregnant and giving birth, like that was the same way you're about to get Dracarys. And then when it was just a scream, I don't know if it was like more badass or less. Like I do think Allison and Rhaena, like you gotta just fucking kill people, bro. You can't no half measures, man. No half measures. If you're gonna play this game, you gotta just flame people. Like they even said it in the after show. They were like, that would have ended a war. Like now there's gonna be a full scale war. So even if you are about like being the righteous, king or queen, doing what's best for the realm, like flaming these 4 people is actually probably the right move. So just fucking do it.
I'm gonna keep that in mind. If I ever have an opportunity, I'm gonna stop a war by just killing whoever's in front of me right here. That is my pledge to you guys, everyone in the chat, everyone listening at home. Your boy Clem. This is probably
you don't got it in you. You don't got it in you, Clem.
I was gonna say you're one of those guys, so you don't want to be the guy to do it.
You're Clem the peaceful.
I'm Clem the peaceful.
You want it to happen, but you don't want to be the person, taking the dagger out at the end.
Shit, that's actually true. I would be the guy that would get killed by the dragon, though. I wouldn't even make it that far to even have the chance. By the way, that is Kev. You know what this is like. I don't know about Nick and Robbie, but it's the all hands meeting at a corporate like thing, and no one knows what the all hands meeting is. It's like, are we getting laid off? Are we getting acquired by someone? And then it's like, the king is dead. They got that dropped on them at the same time. King is dead, and here's the new king. Double fucking whammy. And then, by the way, there's a beast beneath the boards that's gonna fucking end a bunch of people's lives.
That's going to turn this into Woodstock 99.
It's the Black Fire Fest.
Yeah, no, it honestly was. And it was a great ending to the episode. Obviously sets up a huge finale. I don't know if you guys stuck around for the little teaser of the finale, but it looks like shit is going to go down and we're going to get dragons fighting.
Oh, we got dragons fighting? I didn't see it. I had to hop on.
Anybody who watches... Anybody who watches like legit TV shows know that the penultimate episode is always like the one, and to do that with no appearance from Daemon or Rhaenyra or any of those guys, like they didn't fucking on the screen one time and it's still delivered. I will say, if it wasn't for that moment, that episode, like they just dragged out looking for Daemon, Aegon, the whole fucking time.
Yeah.
Which when you've got the ace up your sleeve and you're gonna do that, it's fine. But the first, 55 minutes, I was kind of like, all right, we get it. Like, what are we doing here? But so, yeah, no Daemon, none of that. And still to have it be like, oh, shit. I mean, we'll see what happens with 10, but that was the best moment of the season, I think, for sure.
Yeah, I love this comment in the chat from Candace. She just says, "New King looks like My Chemical Romance." She doesn't clarify a member or anything. Just he looks like the band. I agree.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
All of them up there could absolutely. I'm gonna Photoshop guitars down in their hands. It's gonna look
it's
gonna look exactly like
him. Yeah, the Black Parade style. Yeah,
the eye patch, everything.
As we go to war, like what you just said, they look like My Chemical Romance. Like I am not impressed with like anything from Team Green, man. I think that they're all like I think the Queen is like too soft. I think Aegon is a fucking a bum. The only eye patch is the only guy who has like anything, and I feel like he kind of hates his own team. Meanwhile, other side of things, Dragon, Damon, and I'll chop your fucking head off in a heartbeat. Like, I don't even see how this is going to be a real war. But I don't know. Maybe Otto's got some aces up his sleeve. But I just feel like it should be like black over green, no problem.
It does feel like it should be black in an absolute bloodbath. I guess they have the realm on their side, but like you said, you know what? I have another sports analogy that I thought of, but Aemond, he's almost like Barry Bonds on like the 2001 Giants. It's like he's the straw that stirs the drink. There's like Jeff Kent in there too. To each their own, but that is the dude that I'm scared of. And if I can get around him, and he kind of, like you said, he hates his own team. Like Barry Bonds, I feel like hated half his fucking own team, hated everyone else. So I could kind of see how that could how he could help them win. And then he's the one who kind of like is the reason for their downfall too. Cause then he's like, fuck you, Aegon. I want to be king and you suck.
Unreal. It's a great episode. Also, since the last time we spoke, since the last time we did this, I went to a Kevin Smith event and I wrote a blog about it. And then Kevin Smith quote tweeted that, said he liked the blog and invited me to an event with George R.R. Martin himself. Unreal. It's on November 3rd, right? Wow. Pretty much right after the finale is going to air and everything. So I'm going to be in a room with the man himself at Smodcastle Cinemas. Yeah.
You know that Double R is just buzzing these days because the Jets are a fucking real football team. Maybe that'll get his juices flowing. Maybe we should make a bet and be like, listen, Georgie boy, the Jets win, 9 or more games, 10 games. You got to fucking finish the book. What do you say, pal? Let's get it going.
Well, you know what made me laugh is I looked at the event description, and if you buy a VIP ticket, which is $75, it comes with a signed copy of George's new book, which is a visual history of the Targaryens. And I'm like, you can't say new book.
That's awesome.
But yeah, if you're in Jersey, like you could actually go to that event, buy tickets and everything. I'll be there. Hopefully, maybe I get a second with George for a quick Game of Stools content thing. But I wanted to bring that up just as kind of a crazy thing.
Do I go as George? Should I go? Is that weird to cosplay as the person you're actually?
No, that would be so funny.
I don't know if he's ever seen that before. Like I've seen tons of Comic-Con shit. You're the first person I've ever seen dressed up as George R. R. Martin.
I think yeah, we should.
What is the hat? What is that?
It's a Greek fisherman hat, according to Amazon. I just put in George R. R. Martin hat, and it comes up as Greek fisherman hat.
Unbelievable.
It is. You look like you could be like, if that hat were yellow, you're right on the cover of a fish sticks box.
Yeah.
Any predictions before we get into like next week?
I mean, it's I think it should be green. Team Green should be fucking wiped out like that. But I mean, obviously they're not going to be because that's just not as interesting. Am I not like seeing something? Like what do they have? What is their like? They're running scared. Everyone who's badass is on the other side. I think they have the edge with dragons. They've got one dude who kind of fights.
I think Vhagar is twice the size of any other dragon, so I think we're going to see Vhagar wipe out a few of ours. Yeah, I think he's going to make a light work of some shit.
You think next week? As soon as next week?
I could see that them doing that going into the next season because right now it's like a total wash, and to get a little fear on our side, I still think I'm here for my boy Damon.
He's fighting for like himself though. Like I feel like if anything, he's like, I don't have a team. I'll fucking burn Aegon just as quickly as I'll burn Damon. I could my own shit.
I could definitely see in the middle of the battle him just like fucking killing his brother or something.
Agreed.
Or like
that guy over there.
I think it'll be more like he's calling for help. Like, dude, get Vhagar and bring him over here.
Yeah.
And you'll see him just like fly away. Like, please do it on your own. Or some shit.
Oh yeah. No, I don't think Aegon's making it to season 2. I'm hoping not.
I think the biggest difference between the greens and the blacks is I think the greens are going to learn more quickly that you're going to have to do full measures, where I think the blacks are still going to do the half measure bullshit because they're kind of like not realizing it's a war. I think when a dragon roars in your face and your mom almost gets cooked alive, you're like, all right, we're just going to have to kill these people because they are the enemy now. So Because I'm with you. It feels like it should be black minus, I don't know, 175 in the Barstool Sportsbook.
Yeah.
And it's not going to be that. It's just not going to be that easy. That's the one thing we know about Thrones. It's going to be in the most fucked up, disgusting ways we could have never seen coming because George R. R. Martin is a sick freak.
What I don't get is so she flies to Dragonstone and she tells Rhaenyra they're coming. Her last move, getting suited up, breaking through the fucking boards and doing this shit. She's like gonna be part of the war, right? So why wouldn't she just flame him? I just don't get it. Like you can't pull that move and then not do anything, especially if she did that and then for some reason was like, fuck all you guys. You never gave me the throne. You never gave me the respect I deserve. I'm flying to Essos. I'm done with all this shit. It would make sense or whatever. I understand it. To then go to Rhaenyra and be like, let's get ready for war. It's like, so you're going to fight in this war and you could have just fucking stopped before it ever happened, but you didn't have the balls to just poof, get rid of him.
Was that in the preview for next week that she said that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, because I was also wondering, is she just going to fly and be like, Rhaenyra, this just happened. Everyone keeps saying I want to be queen. I don't want to fucking be queen. I just want to chill. And I'm fucking off.
Yeah.
Because she's been saying that the whole time.
They're coming for your children or some shit. It's like,
yeah.
And it's guys like Otto that fuck everything up. Like Alicent was very cool just being like, Rhaenyra's going to be the queen when the king dies. Everything's fine. And then he's like, no, she's going to kill your whole family. And, it's like once you start saying, blade to your kid's throat.
Yeah.
Those are the kind of people, him, the clubfoot. I don't know if there's really anyone on Rhaenyra's side that's kind of
there's nobody. There's nobody worth. There's nobody like on the other like with Queen Rhaena would be like, all right, I can't flame them because we'll lose this guy and this kid who like don't. You just fucking probably crushed 3 dozen innocent people with your fucking rocks, but you're gonna spare these assholes who are jerking off to feet. And all sorts, that whole team is a bunch of scumbags, and you're willing to blow up a whole fucking coronation, but you won't just kill the bad guys. What the fuck is that?
Yeah, I had to shout out someone too. They said it in the comments earlier. They said, "Oh, open the door. The dragon can't get out unless the door's open." It's like the fucking dragon, guys. They will blow the door on fire. It's not a problem.
Also, I wanted to get this take out this week. Larys is just Kaiser Soze. And at the end of this show, when everything is all said and done, they're going to be interviewing him about the events of the series. He's going to tell everyone the wrong thing and then walk away. He never had a club foot after all.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
That would be awesome.
If they just said, fuck it, it's the usual suspects.
That'd be awesome.
I was trying to figure this out, and Kev or Robbie or Nick, the Valyrians, because I think this is going to be our last highlight of them, right? For at least the mom. Corlys is dead, or I guess he's like really fucked up still.
He's dead, I think.
No, so they mentioned this episode, he's incredibly wounded, possibly mortally, which makes me think like,
coma.
Oh, we all freaked out last week. Your brother got his head taken off for nothing.
Oh, someone DM'd me this week and said, like, you guys missed out. They said he was dead last week or something. And I was like, oh, damn, I guess I missed it.
I know they said he was, like, mortally wounded.
Guess he's not dead. That guy was wrong.
Yeah, they were like, the fever will take over and all that shit, but I don't think it was, like, an official.
Yeah, no, it still hasn't been official yet, I don't think.
So my question is to you, is the Valyrians, is this a fair comparison? They are the 90s Supersonics. Sean Kemp, Gary Payton. Fucking awesome highlight reel kind of shit. They had their moment in the sun, like they faced the Bulls that one year. Didn't win at all. But, I mean, they fucking made things move. I mean, and then the only other one is I said, like, the early 2000 Chargers with LaDainian Tomlinson, Antonio Gates, Phil Rivers. Like, didn't win the big one, but, like, put up fucking numbers. You remember just, like, I have warm feelings in my stomach thinking about the Valyrians.
Just all the Valerians in general, just like that whole fucking that whole squad, yeah.
Cool uniforms, cool hair, cool. They look cool, right?
Out of everybody's look, all the house Seagulls and all or Seagulls, or however you say that, all of the styles, like they are the most like you know it when you see them, like you know exactly what they are. Yeah,
badass throne too. They had a good throne.
Yeah, they had a great throne.
Looks like an old pirate ship or something.
And I get down with the water. I think it's cool when you like own the seas or whatever. That's cool.
Yeah. The Sea Snake, great.
Yeah,
nickname.
he had
Still
great
one of the
nicknames,
best.
just like the Rain Man, the Glove. Great nicknames with those old Supersonic teams.
That's about it for this episode, boys. Unless you guys got anything else.
The one thing that I did see, which I am excited about, just looking forward to next season, Henry Cavill is coming in. It seems like. So they haven't announced who, and the theory right now is that there's going to be a flashback to Aegon the Conqueror, and we're going to get him with that sword and crown that we saw today, fucking shit up, which would be like, because I don't know if I like him coming in for a full series because he's just going to look exactly like he does in The Witcher.
I was going to say, it's The Witcher.
This
He's
is literally
a Targaryen
The Witcher
already, right?
wig.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't want him for all of that. I would love to get like a 5-10 minute Aegon conquering Westeros, like with they all keep glazing over his sister wives. Just married 2 sisters. Little everyone just like his sister wives. All right, but I would love to see him in that role. But that I think that's officially been announced that he will be on board next season.
And
wow, I like him.
Kind of piggybacking off of that, I blogged it, I think, last week. George R. R. Martin says to tell the story, the full story correctly, it has to be 4 seasons, 10 episodes each for 40 episodes total, which I think includes this. So 3 more after this one, which feels like the perfect amount of time, right? Like I feel like we'll get our whole Targaryen thing, and then we're going to have other spinoffs and series to bounce off of. There's going to be time jumps. There's going to be a lot of shit going on, but I'm more than fine doing this 3 more seasons. I mean, if they want to do more, just listen to George. That's basically the bottom line. Like, maybe not as much foot stuff and guys beating off the feet. All the other stuff, like, listen to him.
That was a really weird scene. Unless they were, like, really trying to establish something about Larys that, like, it's a little over my head. Like, it was kind of weird, right? It was just like,
so weird.
And he jerks off to her feet. Okay.
That has great meme potential now that I think about it.
Oh, yeah. Dude, the way she was just putting her feet up, like, here's 1, here's 2. That shit killed me. That was so fucking funny. It was like a comedy scene. It was great. I don't know.
Did you think she was going to lift up more of the dress? At some point, and they're like, "Oh no, he's good. He's good below the knee. He doesn't need anything else from the queen right now." I was amazed by that. That he was like, "No, I'm good." Robbie, do you want to do? We had talked to super producer BC. He was saying maybe do like a little Allison versus Rhaenyra. We'll do like a breakdown, kind of where we stand before episode 10, which I think is going to be the explosive one, right?
Yeah, I think so. Look out on the YouTube channel for that. We're going to try to put together like a tale of the tape video almost before the finale.
So, yeah. We have to figure out our dragons.
Yeah.
Figure out our dragons, our armies, our houses, where everyone stands, and we'll try to like get everything going. Maybe set a line in the Barstool Sports, but for the next episode.
Yeah. All right. Thank you to everyone for tuning in yet again, and make sure you're back next week for the most important recap yet, the finale of season 1. So come back right here, same bat time, same bat channel, right after the episode airs on HBO Max. We'll see you then.